guys, this is going to be a quick introduction to HMI, schematic HMI. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insert an HMI panel and see if I can get the panel to do something for me. So let's see, I probably should sit down here. So here's the project. That's where I left it off when I tested the simple function, this simple function here. So if we want to work on an HMI panel, I have to put in an HMI panel in my project. So what I have to do here is, let's see, there I move my simulator away. I just keep this one running. It's again add new device. So looked at it here. I can insert HMI basic panels. I'm going to use a KTP 1200 with this firmware version. This has a little to do. I can't use the other panels. I don't have licenses for that. So, but for as a quick introduction to HMI panel, is going to be okay. And now again, we wait. This is going to take some time. So what I'm going to do is, when I get the panel, when it decides to insert the panel into my project, we're just going to work through what you can do with a panel quickly, and then I'm going to try to my simple function, see if I can display my simple function on the panel, on a screen or something like that. If you're lucky, it's going to work. Well, it inserted my panel. Well, it looks HMI LOP, capital letters, LOP, local operator panel. We have got device configuration, online and diagnostic, what we have up here. But we also have tags here, HMI tags. Those are tags here, are communicated with the tags in the PLC, or something called user data blocks or instant data blocks. But we are going to use tags. So the HMI panel is going down to the CPU here, grabbing data and displaying it in various ways. So what we have here is HMI panels. They have screens. I have a default screen, main screen. I can rename it. Click twice on it, you can rename. We have connections, we have got alarms, we have recipes. I'm not going to go into this stuff. Text and graphical lists. So this is what the panel is capable of. You can play around with this. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to connect it to my PLC. And then I'm going to move some tags into the tag table here. I'm going to add a new tag table, and then I'm going to try to display it on this main screen that I have here. Now I can minimize my PLC simulator. It's in the way. But I can also minimize these. So what I said was that first I want to connect to my PLC. The best way to do this is to go into, for instance, device configuration here. This is my device, network view. Then I get my panel and my PLC. I want to connect these. Won't connect. Go to topology view or device view. If I can find my device here. Yep, it's my device. The thing is, why doesn't it want to connect? It's not networked. 02. Let's see if we go to the device view for my PLC, because I'm going to device configuration, PLC. To see here if I got network addresses somewhere here. If we click here, oh, there's one interface has IP address 192.168.0.1. Let's see what my panel had. This one. And this is the 02. Subnet mask is okay. Network view. Doesn't want to do it. Maybe it has something to do with online. Let's try again. Oh, voila. This is one of the things that you can't do while you're online. I couldn't rename my program either when I'm online, so I had to go offline. So it made me a network, a Profinet internet or industrial Ethernet. And now I have a physical connection between my panels, but now I have to select the protocol. Connections, they are called HMI connections. So I'm going to use an HMI connection here. Of course, my HMI panel is going to talk to my PLC. That's called HMI connection in this world. To make that, I just have to drag once more. Now I got HMI connection 1. Yeah, and it opened it in my properties windows down here too. And I can refine connections. I can find them down here too if I open an HMI connection. I change it in PLC 1 because that's the one I'm talking to on this connection. It says here too. Where did we have? Here we have device and networks. See, it changed the name here. That's a good property portal. Then the names, if I change a name in one location, it propagates everywhere it's being used. Nice feature. Okay, they're connected. Save. Now my project grew substantial in size because of the HMI panel. Okay, well, then it was tags. I talked about tags. So if I want to do something here, what do you have to do here, quick, is I have to get some information out of my PLC and into my panel. And that's in tag tables here. Add new tag table. I call this PLC 1 because that's the PLC tags that I want. Now I want to try to see if I can do some drag and drop here. That was the IO. I want this one. I want to see if I can drag some of these into this tag table. What I have here is a split window. Here is my IO. And this is the watch table that I made for testing. So what I want to see if I can have my tags. I haven't opened it yet. Oh, it was empty. See if it works. And select all of these. See if I can drag them over here. Yes. Oh, it did. So these are the information that my panel is using, and this is the information in the PLC. And the reason I could do it is this one. If I expand this one here, not that one, but this one, when I inserted this, I just kept it accessible from HMI and OPC UA from HMI. So therefore I can use them here. Okay, then I can remove my split screen, because now I've got the information into my HMI panel, but I'm not displaying it. So I have to display it on a screen. And I had a screen, which I call main. I have it down here. Looks like this. And if I look at the toolbox, it has changed. I have different toolboxes and instruction in the PLC as I have the HMI panel. So I want to display my logic. I want to use circles. And I want the circles to be something. I was one circle. And they have properties. These circles too. Now I'm just going to collapse this one. So I want it to be gray when the variable is false, and I want it to be green when the variable is true. How to do this? First I can, under miscellaneous here, I can give it a name, and this I want to be x1. So it's going to display x1. It's under animations, add new animation. I want an appearance like this. So what it says, okay, the information that you want to use to change this appearance, whatever the appearance is, I said it was x1. So what if I click here, it says you can select from the tag table. Ooh, animations. I lost it. Oh no, I didn't lose it. That was the focus. Here I have the animation. I was probably putting animation somewhere else. Add new. So it says range 0. Yes. Background color, a gray color of some sort. Nice. Watercolor, flashing. No, flashing, then it alternates between the gray and the black when it's flashing. That was when it's false. Then I wanted the gray. Now I want when it's true. I want a green color. It's green enough. I can and I keep the black border. Then what this one is done. That's all there is to it. So I had 3 inputs. That was Control C, Control V. Here you can do some drawing. I want to align them left. No, that was spacing. Here was left align, like that. That's spacing. So they are spaced equally down here. I could change that was 2 in the middle. And here it's 3. Remembers where I was. So if I go to miscellaneous, just adds these names, they have to be unique. That was 2. I don't have to give them a name, I can keep the default names. And let's say the output is on the right. Again, there's going to be, that was the output, as we call Y. Maybe they should be lined up. I line these up bottom. It aligns. I selected that one first, use the control key. Oh, no, here is the shift key to select the second one, and it aligns against this one. But I changed the name, but in properties. Yeah, layout. I change the name. It looks like the ability to set is the general. What I lost was where do I select which one that's going to react at. Oh no, it was not in properties, it was in appearance. Oh no, in animations and appearance. Here was the Y. Because a circle, you can't do much to a circle. It can be, yeah, you can do animations to it like I did. Save. Remember to save. And again, compilation as I did in the CPU, the PLC. Here. It checks if everything is correct here. I don't know whether it is or not. I have a hope that it's going to be okay. It says pretty much okay. So now what I have to do is I have to look at the something online here. And what's built into TI Portal 2 is an HMI Panel simulator. So I can run a program and look at the data that I have in my PLC. And again, it's this one. As long as I focus here, it's going to start the HMI emulator. If I focused up here, it will start the PLC simulator. So it's the same button which says start simulation. Let's see what it's doing. There's appeared something down. Oh, yes. Now it's going to be a little difficult. So what I'm going to demonstrate here is that was X1, X2, and so on. I can't. Let's see what we can do here. Well, we can suddenly see the dots. That was the watch table. What I did now was that I released my watch table, but still I can't see them simultaneous. But that's okay. Well, I can dock it again. Now it's back here. Now I can go online on my CPU again. That was my watch table. Where was my watch table? That was watch table. Yeah, that was my watch table. So let's say if I modify this one, that was modified to 1. See what happened? Didn't have these on. Still did it, but I could see this. If I'm lucky now, I'm going to have a green dot. But still, nothing green here. Because then this one too would have to be true. Modified to 1. High hopes. The Y is true. So it was just simple. So here you can do, if you use a schematic HMI panel in here with a more professional license that I have for panels, I could make more sophisticated screens like this. But as let's say as an introduction to HMI, this will have to do. What I'm going to do here was that I didn't like the green color. So I just stopped the simulator. This one, I want to make this one orange or something when the output to distinguish it from the inputs. Yeah, select orange. This one's fine. Then again, just save. And if I select this one, I could just select the simulation. What it's doing now is first compiling down here. Compiling here. Oh, I'm sitting right in front of the compile. Compile was down here. Well, it opened it. Orange. What I can do now is to go to my watch table again and move, for instance, this one, modify to 0. There should be X2 green and output off. Yes. Yeah. So this was a quick introduction to HMI panel. Really simple. Looked at some things you could do in a panel briefly. Again, what you can do here is just do this and just play around with it. If you make a mistake or something, you can just start from scratch if you want to. So what we then did was we connected a CPU I had to my HMI panel. I did that in network view, and then I copied or dragged my PLC tags to my tags in my HMI panel, and then I used 4 circles which I changed the appearance on, which what I changed was the background color. So when my input was false, it was gray, dull gray, or dark gray, and when it was true, it was green. And my output, I switched that color to orange in the end. So this was a quick introduction to HMI panel, but this is the basics. You can, with more advanced panels, you can make really nice screens and things like that with a panel.